y'all. Welcome to the Honest to Goodness podcast,
where we give you our honest opinions
on good entertainment. I'm Morgan.
I'm Kerri.
I'm Nicole.
And without further ado,
here's today's episode.
We hope you enjoy.
Hey y'all, we're back.
Oh my gosh. What has it been, like a year?
It feels like it.
I know.
Like we're like two completely different people than the last time we recorded.
Yeah, I feel you. We just it has been so long since we've done this, y'all. We just recorded a couple of little clips for Nicole's podcast, Swing My Heart. And I was trying to remember how to record. We were trying to how do we do intro? How do we, it's not like riding a bike, is it?
No. It's like trying to attempt a jet ski for the first time or something. Goodness. We were trying to figure out, do you want to do this part or do you want to do this part? Do you want to start us off? Do you want to end it? It was just, yeah, it's definitely trying to take baby steps again.
Yeah, for sure. But we have missed y'all so much. We have missed doing this. There has been, oh my gosh, so much happened, but we're hoping to get back to doing this somehow. We don't know how, we don't know when, but we want to get back to it. And we just wanted to come on and give y'all some updates, I guess. Just kind of
guys, Kerri is completely different than what she was when we last recorded. So when we last recorded, Kerri was single, not all dating, not even talking to anyone, and now the heifer has done went and got married. She's married, y'all.
I am so happy. If y'all can't tell, I'm deliriously happy. And yes, it was kind of whirlwind, kept it kind of on the down low or whatever, but it just to watch God work in our lives and stuff. And Morgan has met him. He is Morgan approved. 2 thumbs up.
I mean, come on. If I didn't approve, there was not going to be a wedding. Let's be honest. If I wasn't going to approve, bye, Jeremy. Sorry.
Exactly. And I will try to put up a picture or two from our wedding up on the screen for this video. Y'all know it has been a hot minute since I've done anything with this, so if I can't figure it out, just bear with me. But I did post about it on our Instagram if y'all followed that. But yeah, just to watch God work and how he brought us together and stuff has been truly, truly incredible. And
if you guys would actually like to see a video of her and Jeremy sitting down and talking about their love story, make a comment. That'd be kind of a cool video.
It would.
A little behind the scenes. You know how we love to do behind the scenes. So getting a little bit peek behind the curtain of how our lives are would be kind of cool.
That it would be cool. The question is, could I drag him in front of a camera to make him do it?
Maybe whenever I come up in May, me and you both can get on either side of him and be like, yeah, you're doing this now.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, because spoiler alert, Morgan is coming to visit me for once. I'm not going to her.
I not for once. I just got there. Y'all, I came down. When was it? November?
Yes.
Well, actually, I came up because, Louisiana's down low. But I went up to Georgia for 2 days, and then she came with me to Tennessee, and we had a little mini family vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been to Georgia.
Yes, finally. You had. I was just picking on you.
I know, I'm so pickable.
Yes, you are. But and yes,
up there.
Jeremy loves to pick on you too.
A whole lot more than Kerri, if you guys can believe it. I think that's one of the reasons why he's actually approved.
Especially since he's almost 6 foot tall and Morgan's 5'1".
I mean, Kerri can literally put her elbow on my shoulder. I mean, on my head. I mean, And she come like you come up to what Jeremy's like neck
Yeah, basically.
or
Yeah.
shoulder. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but I am going up in May for a very special reason because I had the lovely honor of being her maid of honor in her reception / wedding ceremony.
Yes. So we'll see. We'll see what actually ends up. But if nothing else, I'm
You're
definitely
kind
gonna
of break it
get
up.
pictures of like all of us together.
You might have to repeat that.
Uh-oh. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Our internet sucks.
Yeah.
Is it? Am I back
okay.
now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I do apologize, y'all. Our internet
Now it's
absolutely
still delayed.
sucks. But yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay, now it's good.
Okay.
I think it's good. Yeah.
I might just have to slow down a little bit and not.
It's hard to get a
talk
Southern women to
fast.
talk slow.
It is. It really is. But yeah, my plans keep changing on whether or not I'm actually going to do an actual ceremony, but if nothing else, we are getting pictures of what would have been per se, because Jeremy and I eloped. So we had a Christmas wedding. It was literally just me, him, his daughter, our officiant, and his wife. That was it. That was there.
Yeah.
But it was
Was
it
it
was
on
awesome.
Christmas Eve?
So no, it was December 17th.
17th. That's what it was.
Yep.
Fun
So
fact.
yeah, we got married.
That's my brother and sister-in-law's wedding anniversary.
Oh
I don't
my
think I told
gosh.
you that.
You haven't. Could we be any more twins?
It's either the 7th or the 17th. I know it's the 7th. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
17th. Pretty sure it's 17th.
Oh my god. But please tell me you recognized how I said that.
Of course.
Like, come on.
Of course. I'm not an idiot.
Oh my god. But yes, so I now have a husband and a daughter and a dog. I finally got a dog, so I will make sure to try to put that photo up as well. So yeah, life is crazy busy, but it's good.
Yeah. So mine's obviously less crazy.
Yeah. Do I need to repeat?
Huh?
Do I need to repeat that?
No. Yeah. You're good.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Y'all are used to our internet problems at this point. I'm not gonna keep apologizing.
Yeah. So my life is not that different. This is the last time we record. I did get a new job, which now allows me to get off work early, to where now it's probably a lot more of a possibility that we will be back. I'm a lot more please. Work has been great. I've got 2 great coworkers that I'm really became close to. Really heavily involved in my church. I'm on the choir team, like the choir praise team. I'm in the media team. I'm helping in Sunday school. I'm part of life groups, just like the whole 9. So that's what really keeps my life like the busiest. Hoping to move closer, which is one of the things that's kind of keeping us delayed from starting back up, is because like we don't want to do all of this and then me move and then be cut off because I can't move and then automatically get hooked up to internet. The whole
Oh my god.
What?
Do you remember when we first started Hope Valley Central Station? Didn't we get like 1 episode out and then your internet went down for 2 weeks?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, and then not long after we changed our name, I moved and was cut off for at least 2 weeks. So again, y'all, this is the reason why we're trying to wait and make sure we got all our little ducks in a row.
Yes. Oh my word.
So Which honestly, by now, if you guys aren't used to us having difficulties, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I mean, like they ran AT&T fiber optic is run into our neighborhood, but they have not run it out to the houses. So like it's right there to have better internet. But yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I just live down in the boondocks and I can't get no access to the internet because I'm out here in Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
out in the country.
But yeah, so y'all, like seriously, life was so busy. When did I finally get to watch season 10? Morgan, like it was after I got married. And I've only been married for like 3 months, y'all.
I think like a month ago.
Yeah, so it was like February by the time I finally got to watch season 10.
Yeah. You had watched a couple episodes whenever in November. But
I think I had
believe it was
watched one.
yeah, you just I think you just watched one. I think
Mhm.
I think you skipped to the finale and was like, oh well. It's okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Oh.
what it was. Yeah, you skipped all the way to the finale. Didn't even watch the first episode of the season. Just went straight for the finale. I mean, honestly, can we blame you? We can't blame you at all.
No, no, not at all. Although I did, you remember we used to talk about like having our boyfriends or our husbands come on the podcast and give their reactions. I did
Yes.
I did get Jeremy to watch a couple of episodes from season 1. We haven't watched it in a little while. We haven't sat down to watch it because life's been busy. But I did get him to sit down and watch that. And like I tried to switch it because I didn't think he was interested. He's like, no, I need to know what happens. Like what happens with the widows here? I need to
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I still need to get Bella to watch it though.
Yeah.
So
I would
yeah.
love to hear Bella's commentary.
Oh my gosh. If y'all think we're bad,
Woo-wee.
no, I love her, but she is 14, so she still has all the teenager enthusiasm, and we get very enthusiastic. Oh my gosh. So Morgan, as someone who was more able to follow along with season 10, what did you think of season 10?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, like y'all should have been in our group chat. So it's me, Kerri, Nicole, Cammy, not Cammy. I'm sorry, not Cammy.
Casey.
Casey, who is from the Deliver Me a Podcast and Hardy's Hotline.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, our amazing friend Amy, who is the Cross My Heart party. We all have
Who
the
is
group
also
chat.
due to have a baby boy very soon as well.
Like literally
So
days, like days from now, like literally like right here.
yes.
She's like a week out from having her baby boy.
Yes.
And y'all, I'm like the group chat. I wish y'all could see the group chat. It was hilarious. But
I literally had to silence the group chat because I had so much going on. I get to like check in every couple of days or something, and they were blowing my phone up, and I'm like, I love y'all, but I can't still have it silenced. I'm not gonna lie. I just go on check it regularly.
Yeah, I had to kind of like let them know, like, hey, y'all, just let you know the reason why Kerri is not in the group chat is because one, she has not had time to watch the season. Two, just like too much is going on and she can't keep up.
Yeah.
But I pretty much was like, we automatically like from the first episode was like, uh-oh. This is definitely not the kind of season that everyone's thinking it was going to be whenever we first showed up. Whenever we first started like putting the trailers out and everything like that, we were like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. Because in the first episode, we find out that May and Nathan are not happening at all. We didn't even get the chance, much like how we didn't get a chance to even see Elizabeth and Nathan have a date. We never got to see anything with May and Nathan come to fruition at all. And then we end up finding out that something happened between him and Faith, which I don't think we ever really got full clarification. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think we ever got full clarification on what
They
that
just kind
was.
of danced around each other.
Yeah, they danced around it, like as if it was kind of like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a big secret, or even just like something that was like done last minute, as far as writing goes. But so I'm not gonna lie, that bummed me out at first, because I was like, of course, we finally get a season where we could possibly find Nathan with some type of romance, and both contenders get followed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we start seeing clear signs, very clear signs that Elizabeth is getting cold feet, and not just any kind of cold feet, full on like avoidance cold feet.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Nicole is texting me now about the clips we recorded earlier, so I'm texting her back to let her know we recorded them.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm honestly, like, y'all, it's been a while since I've watched the season, obviously, so I'm trying to remember like some key points that really got me, like, you know. So obviously we didn't have enough of Fiona. We didn't have enough of Allie. We didn't have enough of a lot of people in the show, because there's so many people and all of them are so amazing. So it was nice to see Fiona go back to her roots of being a part of like the telephone and the wire and the radio and all of that. That was really cool.
Oh my gosh, Ned with that freaking radio.
Oh, dog. Like, Highland is the most adorable thing in this season. Like,
I know he is.
Izzy's like talking, he's running around, he's of course calling Luke his buddy. He's like, you know, loving up on Allie because Allie's now his babysitter, and like they're having fun. Like, it's like it's so cute. Like, so many of my favorite moments have Highland in it, and it has like Allie and Highland and Nathan. Like, my favorite all-time like part in the show was whenever Elizabeth is obviously handing little Jack over to Allie for her to babysit, and she's obviously walking away from the little playground area that Henry and the kids built. And here comes Nathan with his suspenders and his little Henley, and he's got a cookie in his mouth. I love how he kind of did like his little turn and then walked off and everything, and then started playing with all of them. I was just like,
okay, but can we just talk about this scene? And I think it was Goldie's. First of all, we get to see the Coulters become parents finally.
yeah.
So that was.
I love her name. So I love how I love that they used this. It wasn't all about them finally becoming parents and their infertility and stuff like that. They didn't focus too dark on that. They did, but they didn't.
Right.
But I loved how they used that to answer some unanswered questions about Rosemary. Because we knew her dad was a Mountie as well as Jack's dad, because that's how they met. They met through their parents and all that kind of stuff like that. But we didn't really know much of Rosemary's mom. And, you know, we all kind of considered, oh, I bet her mom was just like her, kind of like was this like theatrical woman who like did shows and stuff like that. But it turns out, you know, she never really had her mom in her life.
Right.
So you kind of see how much that really has impacted Rosemary and has made her into the person that she is.
Exactly,
yeah, well, we thought it was going to be like, oh, she gets her theatrics and all of her like, you know, big, you know, boldness from her. But really, it's just, you know, part of all that underlying stuff was just amazing. And I love that she ended up naming her daughter after her and like having all of this healing done like through this beautiful like miracle in her life.
Yeah. But can we just talk about, I think it was at Goldie's baptism,
Yeah.
but little Jack leaving Lucas to go sit with Nathan and Allie?
Yeah. And the fact that Elizabeth watched it and had like a smile on her face. Like, come on. Y'all. There was just so many little things in this entire season. Like, it was from start to finish. Like, it didn't just like, it wasn't like something that just started happening in the middle of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like, I've watched this season, like, I don't know how many times. I'm still obviously missing a lot of parts because, like, my brain is, like, right now. But,
Y'all know I can't remember anything. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, but from start to finish, we could tell that there were so many little intricate little details that kind of showed that things were all so lovey-dovey for Lucas and Elizabeth. Like, things were going downhill.
And Elizabeth finally said what we have been saying since
day one.
Yeah. That she went with the safe choice. We have been saying that this whole time. To Team Lucas, like, y'all, we would be feeling absolutely terrible if they had put Nathan and Elizabeth together and then took them apart. Like, our sympathy goes out to y'all as a fan base, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
y'all know we
like, and I try and like even go back to how we felt in season 8 whenever we found out she wasn't picking Nathan. That's why we can very much so like understand what they're going through, because the writers were telling us like all day long that she was going to choose Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Fort Clay story, her whole situation with Allie and him, and like the adoption scene, and like all of these, like, and of course the log scene, which we get again.
Yes, oh my gosh.
But like, just like they were like, oh, it's Lucas has got the guy in the bag, like they're gonna get married, Little Jack is gonna have his buddy, like all this kind of stuff like that. We felt the same way about Nathan. Like, it is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, if they would have done the switcheroo on us, like they're doing with Lucas, we probably would, yes, we would be a lot more heartbroken for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, our hearts definitely go out to y'all for sure. And we hope that you stick around, because I really think that this new season is going to be an amazing season for Lucas. I think we're going to see some acting from Chris that we haven't gotten to see. Which honestly is one of the reasons why we didn't really support Lucas and Elizabeth, because it felt like he was putting Elizabeth too far ahead of himself, to where he was now so far in the background that not only was the character not growing, but Chris himself, his acting was not growing, because he wasn't
allowed to shine.
Yeah, he was not. He had no opportunity to have his own individual story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas Elizabeth, of course, being the main character and the main person, like the whole reason why we even have the show, she's having all these other scenes with all these other people, and it's all like inclusive. And it just kind of felt like Lucas wasn't getting that chance.
He wasn't the leading man. He was a side character.
Yeah. His relationship with Elizabeth was pretty much the epitome of his whole entire character.
Yeah.
Like how he was helping her, how he was suiting her story. How he
not
was
with
improving
the town.
Yeah, not allowing them both to shine, both have their own story, like they were able to do with Jack. Because we had a lot of storylines where we were seeing Jack and Jack's perspective through situations, and like his own one-on-one time with people like Faith, his brother, his mom, Bill, Lee, even like of course Abigail at the time, Henry. Like, he had so many other intricate storylines with all of these other people that Lucas has not really gotten to have. Like, for instance, him, like, I'm not gonna lie, him asking Lee to be his best man floored me, because we never really got scenes with those two together. it's almost like they were piggybacking off the fact that, of course, Rosemary was, of course, going to be her maid of honor because it's Rosemary and Elizabeth, they're best friends. You know, she's pretty much has stepped in Abigail's shoes and replacing, you know, Abigail and her life for Elizabeth. So it just kind of felt so like piggybacked on, like, oh, we're gonna have him be the best man because Rosemary is the maid of honor, and we want them to be able to go down the aisle together and have that little, you know what I mean?
Honestly, as far as like who was he close to that it makes sense, I would have thought Mike.
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just like we think, like, honestly, I don't get me wrong, I do want to see scenes of Lee and Nathan together because I feel like they have like an underrated, because we did see like a few scenes of them together and it was nice. Right. And they had like good chemistry for friendship. But like, I think we all know who's going to be Nathan's best man, and that is Bill Avery.
Yes.
Unless
Bill walks Elizabeth down the aisle.
Yeah, unless then it might be Scout. Right? True definition of Ben's best friend.
Yes. But like I feel like we saw so much more of a separate storyline for Lucas this season with him becoming governor. But that was because he was moving away from Elizabeth and becoming into his own.
And I think I think the writers did. I think Lindsay did so wonderful at being able to show him like how they were going on separate paths. You can clearly see it, like how he was like you could just tell that Lucas was made to be in that world, in that realm. You know what I mean? Like he's elegantly spoken. He's worldly. He has, you know, so much knowledge and experience out in the world in a way that is perfect for politics. He's headstrong. He knows what he likes and what he wants, and he knows what's best for the town because he's been there for so long and he's now grown to love this town. Now, if this was season 1 Lucas, even like, I mean, season 6 Lucas, maybe even season 7 Lucas, then no. Yeah. He probably wouldn't then. But now, absolutely. For sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we both said that season 8, was it season 8 or season 9 Lucas that we said was the Lucas that we wanted to see in season 6 and 7?
Oh, I can't remember. I want to say it's season 9.
I think so, because it was like after the whole thing, but it was like they waited until after that to give us anything.
What they should have given us day 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, just all the scenes and Nathan's visit to the schoolhouse. What do you want?
Oh, be safe.
Oh my gosh. Like, it was, she's like, what other choice do I have? And her eyes, like, those two act with their eyes so much. Her eyes are literally begging to know that he still loves her and that she still has that option.
But it's like at the same time, they're begging him to just stop. Like, if you keep asking me and you keep on this conversation, I'm going to break. And I can't break right now. Like, I can't do this to him. I can't do this. Like, I chose him. You know, we met at that bridge and I chose him, and now I'm like, and you're making me not want to keep choosing him. You know, this whole situation, and then you coming at me like this, like I could tell, like it was like this, like you could even tell that she was fighting herself even in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, it's like as soon as Governor, like you can even tell whenever they even started talking about Governor, and the second that they said they wanted Lucas, bam. It was like a switch went off. And it's like she started feeling those feelings of like, oh gosh. Like, you know, and like, of course, like she's a mom. So she's automatically like, if he wins, if he does this and he wins, we're going to have to move to Capital City. There's no if and buts about it. And then, of course, thinking about little Jack, thinking about the fact that she's a school teacher here, thinking about like her school kids as well as her own biological son. And of course, everyone, the town, like Rosemary and Lee, they're about to have her godchild. They're finally having a baby, and she's gonna want to stay here and watch her grow up, just like they watched Little Jack grow up. You know, there's Bill and all of these people, and of course, Nathan.
What was it Elizabeth told Rosemary that night, that she was glad she could see her light on in the middle of the night?
Oh my gosh, I wanted to bawl my eyes out.
Yes.
But
Like,
we needed that kind of a scene though. Because I feel like if it was integrated like any other way, like it just felt so real. Because it's like I can imagine them having so many nights like that. Like especially after Jack passed away and Abigail left, like I feel like there was a lot of scenes where the two of them would meet up like that and have conversations. I feel like that was not the first one, and it felt like that. It felt like it was something that was almost routine for them to be like checking on each other.
Am I the only one that noticed? And I don't mean this in a wrong way, so please don't take this in a more extreme way that I mean it. But when Elizabeth broke things off with Lucas, Lucas didn't seem that heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like it was like both of them hurt, but neither one of them were just like completely devastated.
Yeah. And a lot of and like a lot of Team Lucas people are saying like, oh, that's just the writers, and like they don't want to make it seem like, but honestly, if I was a writer and I really wanted to please both fans, like if Lucas was heartbroken, that wouldn't affected us. I mean, yeah, we would have been like, of course, sympathetic towards the character and sympathetic still towards the group of fans. But it's like we would have been like, yeah, that makes sense for him to be heartbroken. But he wasn't. And I feel like that was intentional.
Yeah. Well, and you think about it, he even said something along the lines of that he kind of knew that he hadn't had her for a while, but that he wasn't willing to bring it up. He wasn't wanting to admit it. Whatever.
I think that's so true because like if you go back the whole season, she was like, just like now again, a lot of people have also brought up the fact that, when Elizabeth and Jack were getting married, she was also volunteering a lot of their stuff for their wedding, for some things that were going on. And Rosemary did the same thing whenever the mudslide happened. And she donated like all of her wedding fabric and all this kind of stuff to like the settlers that were trying to settle in that part of the valley. But it was different this time. Yeah. Because she was always avoiding making decisions about certain things. Like Rosemary was trying to get her to pick things. Lucas was trying to get her to pick things. Of course, like the cake, they were indecisive about the cake. She was indecisive about like, then we even get to see Julie and Aunt Agatha again, which was awesome because it was the 100th episode. But even them coming in and like filling her head with all of these questions, like, can you really see Lucas settling down here? Can you really see him being this man that's made for a big stage and a big, job, being okay and comfortable with being where he is? Because if you look at it, Lucas was kind of in a crossroads because he didn't like, he still had the saloon, sure. And of course he still had some ties with the oil field, but it wasn't like something was like, it was like, because if you even saw it, it seemed like we saw more scenes of Mike handling a lot of the Queen of Hearts, and of course the oil with Fiona. So I mean, he really didn't have a one focus when it came to a job.
Right.
Honestly, his main focus was the wedding. Almost every conversation we saw Lucas having up until the governor part was the wedding. He was helping Lee design the arch, and then like of course like getting her to help him decide on what cake flavor, and what to do with this and where, that kind of stuff like that. And it was like every time the conversations would come up, it was like she was battling within herself to put a pause on it. Like, I'm not ready to talk about that. Let's wait. Like, we don't need to make a decision on that just yet. And the next thing you know, we've got 3 weeks until the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And she's donating wood that was meant to build, I think, the arch, Lord. The arch.
Who built the ark? No, no. Y'all missed this, don't lie.
What else is new with us? She donated the wood for the stage for the governor to come, and all of this kind of stuff like that. And it just seemed like everybody else was so excited for the wedding, and she wasn't. Like, she was not at all like how she was with Jack. Like, she couldn't stop thinking about Jack. She couldn't stop thinking about the wedding. She couldn't wait to get married. They even talked about elopement, but it was a lot of people brought up that because like Elizabeth and Lucas even said something about eloping. And it was like, to me, it didn't feel like the same.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like the same type of conversation that you have when you're talking about elopement, because you're like so in love with each other and you just want to be married. Mm-hmm. It was like they were like, now granted, Elizabeth, like what kind of brought Rosemary. I can't talk and you're laughing at me.
No, I'm just laughing because I eloped.
Yeah, so rule at hand.
Exactly.
But like I remember when Jack, I actually watched the episode not far. Like, in fact, I watched the episode where Jack and Elizabeth talked about eloping not long before the new season, because I kind of went back and did a few like rewatches. And they had talked about elopement, but they were doing it because it seemed like everybody was so focused on getting their wedding done. Like, it's like nobody could have a normal conversation. Everyone was like spending so much money, so much time, sacrificing so much for their wedding, that it hurt them, that they were hurting other people just for them to be able to get married. That's how they were viewing it. That wasn't at all what Elizabeth was doing with Lucas. Elizabeth she didn't want to have a wedding. She just wanted to hurry up and get married because she could feel herself losing control over her feelings and not being able to hide any longer the feelings that she was holding on to for Nathan, that she was trying to hide and deny and keep shoved down, because she like, it all boils down to the fact that he's a Mountie and there's always going to be a risk on his life. And once again, Nathan gets put in a dangerous situation.
Quote, I can't do this again. Not again. End quote.
Y'all, my mouth was wide open the entire time. Like, I was just like catching all the flies. Like, it was wide open the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of that, like, Henry, this season, chef's kiss through and through from beginning to end.
Yes, absolutely.
I love that he went back and he checked with Elizabeth, and like really got her thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I love that he did it so subtly instead of just like downright asking her, like, like, come on, girl, you still got it bad for him. You still got them feelings for him. You know what I mean? And who saw it coming that he was gonna go see Abigail? Because I sure did.
Yeah, no, that was adorable though.
Like, y'all, I literally screamed at my phone. I was watching the show on my phone and I literally screamed.
I wish to goodness they could bring her back.
I feel like they can. Yeah. Because, like, obviously her and Aaron are still super close.
Yeah.
I mean, she's even getting her own, like, she's getting back into acting with GA, like with
Great American Family, yeah.
Yeah, Great American Family. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I would love it.
But
Or
yeah,
at least
like
bring When Hope Calls back so we can at least see Abigail that way.
right. Yeah. But yeah, to as somebody who did not get to watch the show live, but that watched it like after the fact, I feel like this was one of the cheesiest seasons we've had yet.
But it's like such a good cheesy.
It is, yeah. Yeah. It's like queso.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Like,
but
there's still so many scenes like I want to talk about, but it's like it's so much.
yeah.
Like
Hopefully
I
one of these
okay,
days we'll get to recap again.
yes, I would love that. I would love
Yeah.
that. So we can go into in depth.
Yeah. To say we're looking forward to season 11 is the understatement of the year.
Y'all. Like the poster, the preview teaser, the post that Aaron's been making.
Yes.
I just can't. Like this, I've
Yeah.
not like I thought I was anticipating season 6 and season 8.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a whole nother level.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I
But for good
cannot
reason.
wait to see
I
this.
will say this, like how they I love that they didn't automatically have Elizabeth go to Nathan
Mm-hmm.
after the end of the season. Because if you think about it, that classroom scene when she was pretty much like, I'm still choosing him, even though he's literally taking me away from everything
Mm-hmm.
and caused me to uproot my child and caused me to leave everyone that I know and love to go back into the city life and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I also like, and I could be wrong, but like even like with him being a governor's wife, that's kind of like something that you do when you don't have another job. Like I feel like she would have, like, not that Lucas would have asked her, but I think eventually it would have taken so much of her time away from being able to be a teacher.
And there's no
Like,
way she would have been able to continue teaching.
no, not while being a governor's wife, because she'd be going to galas and events and helping him and being on his arm and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I think she also realized that as well, because like, at some of the events, like the governor's ball and stuff like that, like she was on his arm and like helping him with all of that, and like, not really even getting to for real enjoy the event. But y'all, that just reminded me. The fact that she gave Nathan the same advice that she gave Jack before Jack got his medal.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't scream in game, I don't know what does.
Yep. And the fact that Nathan's eyes were like glued on her the whole freaking time. Oh my gosh. Yes.
And the
It's gonna be
fact that just like Team Lucas got their bridge, we got our log scene.
Mm-hmm.
It did not happen at all the way that we wanted it to happen, but we still got one.
Yeah. I'm really, really curious to see how things go with season 11. There are some things that I thought were going to happen that just from the previews we've seen and whatever, I don't think they are, which I'm glad of. Like some conflict stuff is what I was thinking could happen.
Yeah.
But
it's almost like what's so crazy is that season 11 almost feels like a season 9 redo.
mm-hmm.
Because like think about it, like instead of it being Nathan that gets hurt, it's now Lucas that's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's some miscommunication going on between Nathan and Elizabeth, but it's like they're very clearly in a quick manner getting through it.
So is Nathan going to be bringing Lucas ice cream?
But remember, everyone says at the Hardy's family reunion that there were notes from the kids in school saying get well. Well, the kids did that same thing for Nathan. So it just feels like such a like redo.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm so excited to see like how they're gonna do this. Like I'm loving the scenes that we're getting to see. Like y'all, the little tiny little millisecond scene that we got where Nathan is helping little Jack hunt Easter eggs. my heart. I literally was like, I
Yep.
can't. Like, so cute.
Yes.
And I love
But
that
yeah.
Erin finally gets to like show off her short hair instead of wearing those
Yeah.
wigs.
Yes. I'm sure she's grateful for that.
Oh yeah. I think she's real excited about not having any wigs anymore.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're hoping y'all to figure out a way, a time to start podcasting again. We're so excited for season 11 coming up. We'll figure out something. If nothing else, we'll just be posting on Instagram. Okay. Like, if we don't have time to go live,
lives. Yeah.
yeah,
Kind of
like
thing.
we will figure out a way to put our thoughts out there, even if it's just our post on Instagram. So make sure you're following our Instagram at Honest Goodness Pod. And yeah. Well,
so what
we
are some
just
things
had
that what I want to like pick your brain because you didn't really get to see it live, so you were able to kind of go back and really look at it and watch it and not like have all the commercials and like be able to actually focus on everything.
Mhm.
What are you most looking like? How do you think that they're going to do things? Like, how do you think that Nathan and Elizabeth are finally going to just have that conversation? Or do you think
Oh
they're just
no,
going to
totally. I don't know, to be totally honest, because one of the things I thought would happen was I thought that they would do the thing of that Nathan would see Elizabeth nursing Lucas and would think they were going to get back together or whatever. But just from what I've seen of the previews and whatever, I'm thinking they're not going to do that.
But the
So I
previews
don't know.
have been misleading before.
This is true. This is true. This is very true.
But no, I agree. I don't think that we're gonna have any serious conflict because I feel like they don't want serious conflict like they did with Nathan and Lucas and Elizabeth. Because there was some conflict there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which Nathan kind of like was able to take his frustration, anger out on the whole thing with him obviously getting in his wreck, focusing all that energy on getting better himself, and then of course getting Newton better with May. Honestly, I feel like with Lucas, he's gonna automatically. It's like as soon as he starts getting well enough, he's getting to work as governor.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna see a lot of conflict with Lucas.
I almost wonder if there might be a conversation between. I feel like there's going to be more of a conversation between Lucas and Elizabeth and Lucas and Nathan than there is Elizabeth and Nathan. Because you remember at the end of season 8, I think the season 8 finale, when Nathan and Lucas had that conversation.
I'm betting you anything. Lucas is gonna say, "Well, it looks like you were the one that had her heart all along."
Yeah, something along those lines. Like I can see more of that kind of conversation happening, and a conversation between Lucas and Elizabeth of him just kind of telling her, "Hey, yeah, go for it. I just want you to be happy."
Yeah, because I think she's gonna need that because she obviously she couldn't get Jack's approval,
right?
and she was so close to marrying Lucas and having that life with Lucas. I do kind of want her to have a conversation with Lil Jack because so many of the fans are so concerned, mainly the Team Lucas people, are so concerned about Lil Jack. So I kind of hope that they at least get a scene for them. But I don't think we need a scene for it because, like, we understand he's a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't have emotions. Not saying that he would obviously not notice the difference in the two of them. But I feel like that's one of the things too. Is I feel like there's a reason why Little Jack always called him Buddy instead of like Mr. Lucas. Kind of like how he calls Nathan Mountie Nathan. Like I feel like there was like that.
And I feel like Little Jack and Lucas can still be buddies.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like you see that Lucas and Allie kind of have a bond. I don't see any reason that him and Little Jack can't have a bond as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like Nathan was still having somewhat of a bond with Little Jack even after everything happened. So I mean, the same thing can be said for Lucas and Little Jack.
Yeah.
Honestly, y'all, I'm still rooting for Fiona and Lucas now. Like it's even stronger now.
Yes.
Like especially now that they are setting up Mike and May. So that
Which
takes
is
on that.
adorable.
Oh my god, they are so. Oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
love,
Wasn't it
love.
Kevin that said he was Team Hickam?
Yes. Now I think we know why.
Oh my gosh. But bless Mike's heart. I mean, he has just like been in town since day one. Eligible bachelor, sweetest guy on the planet. And nobody has snatched him up. Like, come on.
Right? Oh man, that's when you know it's a fictional show because Lord knows that man would have gotten married and then had popped out probably like 5 kids by the time that he got to where he is now.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, and plus, I'm. Don't get me wrong, I love Fiona being like her independent. I don't need a man to have a life like storyline. Don't get me wrong, I love that Fiona, and I feel like she could still have that, and I feel like Lucas would be okay with her still being very independent and everything. But I feel like they're so much alike in a way that I feel like she would understand. Like she's able to have look how she's handling not only her barbershop, but also like her tie whenever she had her ties to the oil field.
Mm-hmm.
She talked business. Like she walked in that room full of those men and she took charge and she didn't let it intimidate her. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly the kind of woman, which Elizabeth didn't either. That's exactly
Mm-hmm.
the kind of woman that Lucas needs. He needs a woman who's
Yeah.
strong and full of and so secure in herself, and that
Mm-hmm.
isn't gonna let someone knock her down and push her down.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be so perfect. And I can still just see them being like either at the cafe or at the Queen of Hearts, just like sitting at a table outside talking French to each other.
Yes. Yes.
Like, oh, I want that scene. I want it so bad.
Oh, worm. Yeah.
And again, like whenever Allie lost little Jack and had to go get Nathan, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, can you guys imagine if they were like married and like he was having like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait to see Nathan get to be a boy dad.
yes, oh my
Like
gosh.
watching him be a girl dad is so adorable, but watching him like with little Jack where he's like, okay, if you were a little boy, where would whatever, like watching him
Yeah,
speak like a boy instead of being on the struggle bus with a girl is
yeah.
adorable.
But
It
it's
is
so
very
fun. And like that's another thing that I really loved this season was Elizabeth coming to Nathan for help
mm-hmm.
in regards to talking to him about his dad. I
Yeah.
loved that because like he knows exactly how that feels because he had had the same conversation with Allie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she was 4 when her mom
Yeah.
passed away. She became her like and she became like his sole custody, like everything. His like literally her only parent was now him.
Yeah.
And that was like all she ever knew from that time on. And I mean, even at 4 years, like I don't remember anything whenever I was 4 years old. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she was even at the age kind of like where little Jack is now, where like obviously like Jack passed away before he was even born, but still like that's just about how it was for Allie. Like she probably doesn't even hardly remember her mom at all or her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that they used the fact that, and honestly, other than of course I get it. There's thousands of widows in that town that went through the loss of children and loss of husbands that could have helped her. I understand that. Like she could have went to Molly or Florence or any of them. I understand that. But I feel like one of the reasons why she was asking Nathan was because Nathan's a Mountie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the position where kind of like with another thing is like Nathan from the very start, just like Elizabeth, got this child that didn't have their biological mom or about one of their biological parents. The widows
Mm-hmm.
had their father, their children had their father for a time in their life. They weren't like a single parent from day one like Nathan and Elizabeth have been.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they could understand each other on that level too, of trying to like every like day is a new thing that they're having to like try and figure out. And I feel like Nathan was obviously, and he's gone through a lot of where she is now with Little Jack also. So I mean, I just feel like it's different for them because they understand each other because they've been single parents from day one with their children.
Yeah.
And you know, he's been where she's been. And he understands what it's like being a Mountie and having to like explain the job of like sacrifice and everything as well.
Yeah.
I really hope that I'm pretty sure his little Mountie figurine and horse was made by Nathan. So it'd be really cool if that came.
I guess.
Yeah. And of course the sign.
Mm-hmm.
In the library.
Yeah.
And the fact that we get another like book hand touch, just like the one in the library. I'm loving the little sneak peeks of them like kind of having these little like throwback moments that are kind of
staring at the stars.
Yeah.
Back to season 1. So yeah. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. We all know we could talk all night long because we've proved that many times with our Instagram lives and such. But I do need to wrap this up and go spend some time with my husband. But again, y'all, like, we hope we get to start podcasting again. We'll see what happens. But we love y'all. We have missed y'all so much, and we're looking forward to this season. And is there anything else you want to say real quick, Morgan? Or
honestly, be on the lookout because we might do a random Instagram live. You never know about us. Sure. So if you're seeing this, definitely keep an eye out on our Instagrams for life updates, for updates on whether or not we're going to start recording Instagram lives, Instagram story reels, whatever. Like, be on the lookout because we'll definitely fill you guys in.
Yep. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our rambling and our technical difficulties and everything. Nothing has changed, right?
No, we're just a little older and you're married now. That's about it.
Exactly. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.